Part 243. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2421. Chapter 2421. No one has trouble with money. Almost all the spokespersons appointed by C-Brand before were decided by Zhang. In other words, Zhang has a very big say in choosing spokespersons. If he thinks you are good, C-Brand's perfume for the next season, you might actually be able to win the advertising endorsement. Linda felt that Jiao Mian was extremely lucky. She was actually taken by someone as picky as Zhang. Even offered to introduce her to someone. This kind of luck is really not available to everyone. You must know that when C-Brands were selecting spokespersons in the past, many superstars took the initiative to contact them, and many people competed for the same endorsement. C-Brand is a top luxury brand. When they choose spokespersons, popular superstars always come to them and want to endorse their products. Being able to win the C-Card endorsement is also a symbol of strength and status in the industry. C-Brand is famous for being arrogant and picky. There have been no more than 3 artists that they are willing to take the initiative to approach in the past 10 years. As for those artists who can make C-Brand take the initiative to contact them, they are much better than Jiao Mian in every aspect. No matter how popular Jiao Mian is now, it is only popular in China. And it has just risen to the top line, and the position is not stable enough. Every spokesperson signed by C-Brand in the past is an international superstar. In terms of fame and status alone, it is not comparable to Jiao Mian. But since Zhang said that, Jiao Mian has a chance. C-Brand has never used domestic artists before. It does not mean that they will not use domestic artists. In recent years, many big-name products have gradually begun to use domestic artists. This is related to the fact that the general public is becoming more and more willing to consume luxury goods. According to the statistics of the past 2 years, during the golden holidays, people in country spend more than 100% on foreign consumption. It's quite astonishing that the consumption in just a few days can exceed the total consumption of their own people for more than half a year. So much so that now, in foreign luxury brand stores, store clerks are trained specifically to serve people from country A. After all, if you have money, you are the father. No matter how arrogant a brand is, it still wants to make money. No one has trouble with money. If C-Brand wants to completely open up the domestic market, it will inevitably start using domestic artists in the future. If Jiao Mian can become the first spokesperson signed by C-Brand to open the domestic market, is still very meaningful. Mian, if you can get the C-Brand endorsement, it will be very useful for you to expand the international market in the future, Linda said with excitement. She originally thought that if Jiao Mian could become a popular first-line artist in China, she would have achieved her goal. But now, this goal seems to have been achieved easily. She didn't even do anything. Jiao Mian has now become a popular little girl. Jiao Mian is definitely the one who became popular the fastest and the easiest among all the artists she has led. As an agent, she is like a soy sauce. Thinking of the 2 huge backers behind Jiao Mian, Linda was no longer satisfied with the status quo and became ambitious. She now wants Jiao Mian to gain a place in the international arena. And she felt that as long as there was support from the Mo family and the Bai family, this could be achieved. Jiao Mian is in good condition and has strength. With no shortage of resources, what is impossible? Sister Xie, I haven't thought that far yet. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2422. Chapter 2422. Is there anything you want to eat? I'll bring it to you. It's not that Jiao Mian has no ambitions, it's just that she is more realistic and will not think about things that are far away to her when she has just made some achievements. Who in their circle doesn't want to join the international circle? If you can gain some fame in the international circle, your worth and status will be different. It's just that the international circle is so easy to mix up. Even a big shot like Shin Han had finally managed to play a minor role in a popular commercial science fiction blockbuster. The shots that appear before and after take less than a minute. The lines are probably only 2 or 3. Shin Han can only get so far. She didn't dare to think about anything. It's not a bad thing to think about it. If you dare to think, then you dare to do it, Linda said with a smile. Sometimes, when an opportunity comes, the impossible becomes easy. Anyway, since you follow Zhangfeng is getting along well, so let's make the relationship even better. He knows many people internationally. If he appreciates you and thinks highly of you as a person, he will not worry about not having opportunities in the future. It's much easier to have someone help you than to work your own. Xiao Mian did not deny these words of Linda. It is indeed much easier to have someone to help you than to work alone. Just like she was suppressed by Xiao Angzhen before, no matter how hard she tried, she still couldn't get ahead. And now, she is particularly successful in her career and can accomplish whatever she wants with ease. There are also a lot of good resources in hand. After If There Is No Love became a hit in the ratings, Linda told her that her work inbox was almost flooded with TV series, variety shows, and advertising invitations one after another. Furthermore, when she was offered TV dramas, the scripts were first-rate and the filming team was also first-rate. It's the kind of TV series that you know it will be a hit after reading the script and the filming team. There are also variety shows, all of which have good ratings. As for the advertising invitations, they are all advertisements for some first-line brands, and the asking prices are all 8 figures. And these resources waiting for her to choose are the dreams of many artists. For her, it was even more unattainable. Xiao Mian also truly experienced the feeling of becoming famous. It turns out that becoming popular means that everything you once desired will automatically come to you, even better than what you once desired. Xiao Mian is not so pretentious now. You have to work hard to prove yourself. If someone can help her, she will never refuse. Well, Sister Xie, I understand. She was silent for a while, then nodded. I know how to do it. By the way, Mr. Mo called you 10 minutes ago. During the filming, Xiao Mian's mobile phone and other things were given to Linda for safekeeping. Linda handed over her bag. Mr. Mo asked me when you will finish shooting. Tell him in advance and he can come and pick you up in advance. He said you should have dinner together at noon. He called me. Xiao Mian quickly took out her phone, opened it and looked at it, and saw that Mo Yesi had sent her several WeChat messages. Mo Yesi, I'll pick you up after you finish filming. If there's anything you want to eat, I'll bring it to you. Mo Yesi, Secretary Chen said that there is a cake shop downstairs, and the half-ripe strawberry cheese there is particularly delicious. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2423. Chapter 2423, What blessings did she accumulate in her previous life? Mo Yesi, Secretary Chen said that there is a cake shop downstairs, and the half-ripe strawberry cheese there is particularly delicious. I just asked her to buy one. Do you want it? If so, I will bring it to you. Mo Yesi, remember to put on your scarf and gloves when you go out, so you don't get cold. After reading the WeChat message he sent, Xiao Mian couldn't help but raise the corners of her lips, and a sweet smile overflowed from her eyes. Although they are all trivial things. But it's really good to feel like you're always in someone's mind. A new cake shop has opened downstairs in Mo's building. He will think of what she likes to eat and bring it to her. How can you think of these things if you don't keep someone in mind all the time? What are you looking at? You are smiling so sweetly. Linda glanced at her mobile phone. Are you chatting with Mr. Mo? It's nothing, Chiao Mian said to Linda while replying to Mo Yesi's WeChat. He just said that there was a new cake shop downstairs of Mo's. The half-cooked cheese in it was delicious, and he asked me if I wanted to eat it. Bring me one. Linda. Is this another mouthful of dog food? She thought of Mo Yesi's aloof and distant image, with "keep away from strangers" written all over his body, and then thought of what Chiao Mian had just said. Her eyes couldn't help but reveal a look of envy. Chiao Mian, I am really happy. Mo Yesi is cold and indifferent to others. Only for her, I really doted on her to the core. This really kept her in mind all the time. She doesn't envy those who give away luxury cars and mansions. I envy people who give each other luxury cars and mansions as gifts, and still care about each other so much in many small things in life. The former, anyone with money can do it. The latter is what requires real attention. There are not many wealthy people who keep their lovers and give them luxury cars and mansions. But to them, lovers are not just playthings. A man like Mo Yesi is super rich, handsome, and very caring. There are not many such perfect and good men in the world. Chiao Mian, what kind of blessings did she accumulate in her previous life? Only in this life will God love her so much. If the husband she finds in the future can be 1/10 as good as Mo Yesi, she will feel that she has such good luck because of burning incense. No wonder Shen Ro and Chiao Angzan are jealous of Chiao Mian. Even she is a little jealous. However, she is still self-aware and will not expect impossible things. Chiao Mian is lucky. But, she is not only lucky, she also has a very good-looking face. What man wouldn't like it when she looks like her? What's more, in this world, one's food is based on one's appearance. Asterisk. The silver-gray Lamborghini was parked outside the gate of the filming location. When Mo Yesi got off the car, all the employees passing by were looking at him secretly. Several female employees' eyes fell on his extremely handsome and eye-catching face, and their cheeks felt a little hot. They are not new to the world. In their line of work, they often deal with handsome men and beautiful women. So, naturally I have seen a lot of handsome guys. Even those popular little freshmen, they won't feel much after seeing them. Seeing Mo Yesi, everyone was still confused and couldn't help but blush. Mo Yesi is the best among handsome guys. Not only is he handsome, he is also super classy and has a super strong aura. Such a man cannot be compared to ordinary handsome men. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2424. Chapter 2424. A man can look so good looking when he smiles. There are very few people who can compare with him in appearance, but generally those who can compare with him in appearance are far inferior to him in other aspects. Comparing with each other, there is no one who can compare with him. Is that Mo Yesi, the president of the Mo family? Oh my God, he is so handsome. Very elegant. The coat he is wearing must be a high-end one. I can't tell what brand it is, but it looks so noble. No wonder some people say that if President Mo's appearance makes his debut, he will definitely become famous immediately and kill all the young talents in an instant. Seeing him in person, his expression is really not an exaggeration at all. Wow, this figure, this face, this temperament, really it's one of a kind. The one he's wearing on his hand, am I right, it seems to be a leather rope used by girls. You read that right, I saw it too. It is indeed a leather cord worn by girls. I didn't expect that a man like him would be willing to wear this. It seems that he really likes Chiao Mian. Girls all know the meaning of that leather rope. Because they also have boyfriends, and they also wear this for their boyfriends. But they were still a little surprised when they saw the leather cord on Mo Yesi's wrist. Mo Yesi's identity is different after all. Men like him, who are in a high position and have a noble status, are generally very face conscious and would not be willing to wear girls' jewelry on their hands. If he is willing to wear it, it means that the girl who puts the leather him is someone he cares about and likes very much. Several girls were envious of Xiao Mian. There is a fiancé who is so handsome, so rich, and likes her so much. The fiancé is also a super rich man. His career is booming again, and he has the status of being the daughter of the Bai family. This is simply a winner in life. They are all enviable to death. When several female employees secretly looked at Mo Yesi with envy, they suddenly saw the man standing next to the Lamborghini with a cold and distant expression. His deep black eyes seemed to light up, and then he looked in a certain direction, and his thin lips curled up a little bit. He stood up, with a gentle smile in his eyes. This smile is so beautiful that it kills people. The hearts of several female employees started to collide again. OMG, it turns out that men can look so good looking when they smile. It simply overwhelmed the country and the city. They couldn't help but follow Mo Yesi's gaze and looked forward. When they saw Xiao Mian walking over wearing a large quilt and down jacket, they suddenly understood everything in their hearts. No wonder the iceberg melted instantly. It turns out I saw someone I liked. It turns out that a cold-blooded man like Mo Yesi's eyes will become so gentle and affectionate when he sees the woman he likes. And such tenderness only belongs to one person. Several female employees looked at Xiao Mian who was slowly walking over, their eyes growing more and more envious. This exclusive tenderness really shouldn't be too romantic, it's too happy. The man who was as cold as ice a second ago walked towards the person in his eyes with a loving smile. As soon as Xiao Mian walked up to Mo Yesi, the man stretched out his hand and pulled her into his arms. He opened his coat and wrapped her in it. Xiao Mian was immediately enveloped in the warmth of his body. "Is it cold?" Mo Yesi said softly as he wrapped her in his arms. "It's not cold." Xiao Mian raised her gloved hands, touched the scarf again, and said with a smile, "I'm fully equipped today, and it's not cold at all." "Well, it just snowed." Mo Yesi's deep and soft voice contained a smile. "I thought about it, this kind of weather is very suitable for eating hot pot." End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2425. Chapter 2425. As long as you like it, I will accompany you. Eating hot pot, Xiao Mian became greedy when she heard the word hot pot and her eyes lit up. As a person who is neither spicy nor happy. After being with Mo Yesi, her tastes changed a lot. Most of the time, she eats very lightly. Because Mo Yesi can't eat spicy food. Thinking about the time when he had hot pot with her and she was so spicy that she vomited, Xiao Mian never thought about changing his taste to suit her. Because he has already accommodated himself in many things. Sometimes, she should also accommodate him. She is usually very greedy, so she invites Zhang Luli out for a meal. Now that Zhang Luli is also under strict supervision by Mo Shixiu, it will not be easy for Xiao Mian to ask her out to make hot pot, barbecue, spicy soup, etc. It has been almost a month since she last had hot pot. Thinking of her spicy beef crispy tripe, Xiao Mian couldn't help but swallow her saliva. "Well, let's have hot pot for lunch. Do you want to go?" "Think," she replied without thinking. "Then we're going to have hot pot at noon." Xiaoqing recommended a hot pot restaurant that is said to have a good reputation. It's a newly opened restaurant, so you can try it out. Mo Yesi had already consulted with Yan Xiaoqing before coming. Yan Xiaoqing is an absolute expert in matters such as eating, drinking, and having fun. There will never be any mistakes in the places he recommends. But, can you? Xiao Mian really wanted to go, but considering Mo Yesi's taste, she was still a little hesitant. How bad it would be for him to watch her eat alone. It doesn't matter to me. Moyesi reached out and touched her head, his deep eyes filled with endearment. As long as you like it, I'll accompany you. When the time comes, I can eat something that's not spicy. But okay, let's go. Moyesi half hugged her and got into the car. I've asked Wei Zhen to reserve a seat. Asterisk. After getting in the car, Chiao Mian had just settled down, and on the other side, Moyesi also opened the door and got in the car. He drove here by himself today. After closing the car door, he leaned over Chiao Mian as usual and fastened her seat belt first. Then put on your seat belt yourself. I brought you some snacks. How do you like them? After fastening his seat belt, he handed a bag to Chiao Mian. Chiao Mian took it. Recalling that he had said before that there was a new cake shop opened downstairs by Mo's family, she took out a beautifully packaged box from the bag and said, "Did you buy it from the new cake shop that opened downstairs by Mo's family?" Have you tried it? No. Moyesi turned to look at her and curled his lips. It's not that you don't know that I don't like sweets. But the company's afternoon tea is always ordered at that cake shop. According to the unanimous response, the taste it should be good. Chiao Mian opened the box. She smelled a sweet smell. She took out a spoon and took a spoonful. The sweet and sour cake has a very moist and delicate texture that melts in your mouth and has an incredible texture. She has eaten a lot of half-cooked cheesecake before. But the one Moyesi brought her tasted better. After eating the delicious food she liked, Chiao Mian was in a great mood. She felt particularly satisfied at this moment. Her eyes narrowed with satisfaction. This cake is too delicious. Moyesi looked at her like this, with a doting smile overflowing from his dark eyes. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2426. Chapter 2426. Are you afraid that she will lose her sense of freshness about him and get tired of him? He seemed to see a soft and cute cat eating delicious dried fish. If Chiao Mian was really a cat, she would be purring with satisfaction at this moment. If you like it, I'll buy you more when you go back later, or just hire the pastry chef from the cake shop. That way, he can make it for you whenever you want. Chiao Mian. Ahem, cough, no need. You can only eat cake once in a while, but you'll get tired of it if you eat it every day. Although she knew that she had a rich and willful husband, hiring a pastry chef is nothing to him. But she still felt it was not necessary. This is a slight exaggeration. She doesn't want to eat cake every day. Besides, no matter how delicious the food is, if she eats it every day, she will probably get tired of it soon. Will you get tired of eating cake every day? Moyesi suddenly turned his head and looked at her with a strange look. Chiao Mian met his gaze and was stunned. She felt that his question was a bit strange, but she still nodded. Well, no matter how delicious the food is, you will get tired of it if you eat it every day. Then the person you like is like this too. Her figure was reflected in the man's dark and deep eyes. His long eyelashes trembled for a moment, and then fell down. No matter how much you like the person you love, will you still get tired of seeing her every day and being with her day and night? Chiao Mian was confused. She didn't know how Moyesi's thinking could jump like this. They were discussing cake. Why did you jump to this topic? Suddenly jump from your favorite food to your favorite person? How can this be the same? Why is it different? Of course it's different, Chiao Mian replied seriously. How can people compare it with food? Food has no life, no thoughts, no emotions. No matter how much you like the food, it will definitely not be as good as the food you like. People are important. But essentially, Some aspects are similar. Moyesi lowered his eyes and said, people are greedy for novelty. No matter how much you like something, once you get it, it won't be so important. Chiao Mian Mian. Are you like this? Chiao Mian Mian frowned and looked at the man beside her. If you like someone, do you think it's not important just because you get it? No, Moyesi answered quickly. Then I don't know how. Chiao Mian Mian also answered quickly. Can't you? Moyesi raised his eyes and looked at her, his dark eyes flickering twice. Of course not. Although Chiao Mian Mian felt that it was a bit inexplicable for him to suddenly say these things, she still answered him seriously, the kind of people you mentioned, regardless of men or women, are scum. Coveting for a moment of novelty, you get I don't like it, it's too scumbag. This is too irresponsible for feelings. Isn't this just playing with other people's feelings? The people I like will never get tired of being here with me, and they will always be fresh. After Chiao Mian Mian finished speaking, she saw Moyesi's extremely deep eyes flickering a few more times, and something was flowing rapidly under the dark eyes. His lips moved, as if he had something to say. Chiao Mian Mian looked at him for a few seconds. Suddenly, she seemed to realize why Moyesi was acting strange at the moment. Is he afraid that she will lose her sense of freshness about him and get tired of him? End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2427. Chapter 2427. Am I very, very important in your heart? Aware of this, Chiao Mian Mian was a little confused. How insecure is this man to think that she will get tired of him? He is Moyesi. Does he know that he is an unattainable male in the eyes of many women? As long as he is willing, even if he is just a one-night lover, there is no telling how many women will line up to have with him. This is not because Queen Chiao Mian Mian is selling melons, nor is it because she thinks beauty is in the eye of a lover and thinks her husband is invincible. But Moyesi's market situation is so good. Every time he posts on Weibo, the comment area is full of comments like husband. Every time Chiao Mian Mian visits his comment section, she feels like she has entered a wolf pit. Netizens won't say anything. She also knew that many famous ladies were also interested in him. Shenro is one of them. He is a that others can only hope for. The biggest desire of many women is to be looked at by him one more time. But such a man was so unsure of himself in front of her. This is something Chiao Mian Mian didn't expect. She would never have imagined that Moyesi would be worried that she was tired of him. Moyesi. Chiao Mian Mian was a little shocked. She bit her lip, her eyes fell on the man's handsome and dazzling deep features, and asked in disbelief, do you want to know my feelings for you? Is it the same as how I treat my favorite food? Moyesi's eyes flashed and he was silent for a few seconds. Yes. He even wondered if Chiao Mian Mian was lukewarm towards him now because she had no interest in him anymore. They have been together for such a long time. How is that possible? Chiao Mian Mian unbuckled her seat belt, threw herself into his arms, and put her arms around his neck. Moyesi, I don't allow you to compare yourself with food. You are not food, you are more important than food. 1,000 times, 10,000 times. Moyesi couldn't help but be startled by the soft body that suddenly fell into his arms. He lowered his head and smelled a faint sweet scent of strawberry on the tip of his nose. The little wife in her arms raised her face, her delicate and flower-like face was bright and moving, her dark and soft eyes fixedly looked at him, and said word by word, listen, I don't allow you to doubt your own charm like this anymore. You are very important in my heart, and no one can compare to you. I may get tired of eating the food I like every day, but the weight of the people I like will only grow in my heart. Do you have so little confidence in me? Haven't she shown that she likes him and cares about him enough? The man's dark eyes looked deeply into hers, and his voice was a little hoarse. Am I very, very important in your heart? How important is it? It's very important. Jiao Mian felt that she had to give Mo Yesi some confidence, and she could not let him worry about gains and losses anymore. She exaggerated, I can't live without you. With you, I feel that my life is meaningful. If I lose you, then I will have no meaning and motivation to continue to live. Do you think a fish can survive without water? To me, you are my water, my source of life. After she finished speaking, she was thinking about whether what she said was too insensitive, whether it seemed not sincere enough, and whether she should say something to make up for it, when she saw the man's deep and handsome face slowly rising. A faint smile appeared. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2428. Chapter 2428. He seems to be quite useful. In the dark eyes, a little happy smile appeared. The whole person seemed to be surrounded by a warm wind, and the expression between his eyebrows and eyes also became softer. Am I that important to you? Mo Yesi knew that these might be words to coax him, but he still couldn't suppress the pleasure in his heart and was pleased by these disgusting words. Jiao Mian, who was still thinking whether she was too sensual. It seems like this trick works. He seems to be quite useful. She rolled her eyes and immediately continued, well, you are really important to me. Mo Yesi, I didn't lie to you, I told you the truth. Before I met you, I just lived day by day. I feel like I'm living in a haze every day. At that time, the greatest meaning of my existence should be Chen Chen. Then I met you. Jiao Mian's eyes showed true feelings, it was you who made me feel that the world is still very beautiful. I admit that I was wary of you at first, and didn't believe that you were really good to me. But later, I slowly began to believe you. Until now. She blinked, people's hearts are made of flesh. It's impossible for me not to be moved by you being so kind to me. Mo Yesi, you are really important to me. I can't eat the food I like for the rest of my life, but I can bear it, but if you are not by my side, I will feel that my life is no fun. The man's Adam's apple rolled twice, and there seemed to be an undercurrent flowing rapidly in his eyes. He pursed his lips and spoke, his voice getting lower and hoarse, without me, you still have Chen Chen. How could your life be meaningless? That's different. Jiao Mian said immediately, Chen Chen will also marry a wife and have children in the future, and he can't stay with me for the rest of his life. There will also be someone very important to him in his life. My relatives cannot stay with me all my life. When my children grow up, they will have their own families. Only my husband will be the one who stays with me all my life. Seeing that the man's eyes were getting warmer and softer, Jiao Mian leaned her head against Mo Yesi's chest and rubbed it gently, then said to him coquettishly, Mo Yesi, you will stay with me all your life, right? You won't leave me, right? Mo Yesi's Adam's apple rolled a few more times. He reached out and hugged his little wife tightly. After a moment, he made a muffled sound in his throat, yes. Of course he will stay with her for the rest of his life. Then you promise me that you won't have any random thoughts in the future, okay? Jiao Mian hugged him tightly, pressed her cheek against his chest, rubbed her face again, and whispered in her mouth, if there is such a day, if one of them is tired of the other, it's because you are tired of me, not because I'm tired of you. Mo Yesi heard her muttering. The man frowned and immediately made his attitude clear, I'm not that kind of person. I will never get tired of you. Then I'm not such a person. Jiao Mian raised her head and said with a smile, please don't think of me as such a scumbag. The two looked at each other for a moment, and Mo Yesi suddenly laughed, okay, I won't think about it anymore. But since you said that I am very important to you and you can't live without me, shouldn't you show it in action? Show it in action? Jiao Mian was stunned for a moment, how do you show it? So. The lower jaw was lifted, the warm breath fell, and his hot kiss fell deeply. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2429. Chapter 2429, I almost suffocated. Asterisk. When he arrived at the hot pot restaurant, Chiao Mianmian's face was still red. Not to be heated. It was caused by a long period of lack of oxygen and almost suffocation. She was pushed into the car by Mo Yesi, and kissed her for a long time. That kiss should last about 10 minutes no matter what. Anyway, when she felt that she was almost out of breath and almost fainted due to lack of oxygen, Mo Yesi reluctantly let her go. Yes, she is the one who is unwilling to let go. If she hadn't pushed him hard and coughed several times to show that she was about to die, he wouldn't have wanted to end the kiss. Chiao Mian was wondering if he was particularly good at diving. The kind that can hold your breath underwater for a long time. Otherwise, why would she feel like she was about to suffocate every time she kissed him, but nothing happened to him? Every time, she was the unlucky one who almost fainted from his kiss. But when Mo Yesi saw her face so red, he thought she was coming from the heat. He reached out to touch her face and asked with concern, "Is it hot? If it's hot, just take off your coat, the heating inside is quite high." Chiao Mian. She glanced at the culprit with some resentment. "What's wrong?" Mo Yesi raised his eyebrows slightly. "Why are you looking at me like this? What did I do wrong?" Chiao Mian curled her lips speechlessly. "It's nothing." What can she say? "It's not because I'm hot, it's because you kissed me like this." How could she have the nerve to say such a thing? If you say it, you will be laughed at by him. This is not the first time that he has teased her about this kind of thing, always saying that he has taught her so many times, but she still hasn't learned how to kiss. Since the seats were reserved in advance, Wei Zheng should have informed Mo Yesi's identity, so as soon as they entered the hall, someone trotted up to greet them. "Mr. Mo, Miss Chiao, please come to our store." The person who greeted him was the owner of the hot pot restaurant. This hot pot restaurant is not big, but its business is very good. Everyone in the hall is full of people, and there is not even a single empty seat. There are still a lot of people lined up outside. Chiao Mian and Mo Yesi came in through another door. Because Chiao Mian is a public figure and has a special status, in order to avoid causing unnecessary sensation, Wei Zheng greeted the boss in advance, and the boss also opened the back door for them in advance. After getting out of the car, Chiao Mian put on a mask. She wore her hair down, which covered most of her face. She was also wrapped in a large quilt and down jacket, covering almost her whole body. She looks like this, even her own mother might not be able to recognize her when she comes here. As for Mo Yesi, he didn't wear sunglasses or a mask to cover himself. But not many ordinary people know him. He is not a celebrity. Even though he has been on a few hot searches, not everyone knows him. Besides, even if you are a celebrity, it still depends on your popularity. If it is an unknown 18th line, it is no different from a passerby. So after the two of them walked into the hall from the back door, although Mo Yesi attracted a wave of attention because of his overly handsome and outstanding appearance, he only attracted more attention. It didn't cause much of a stir. As for Chiao Mian, she was so wrapped up that she didn't even know her parents, and there weren't even many people paying attention to her. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2430. Chapter 2430 is only of so much use. The seat reserved is upstairs, which is a VIP private room. The boss knew Mo Yesi's identity, so he led the two of them up in a respectful manner. The private room they booked was in the best position, next to the window, where they could eat hot pot and watch the snowy scene outside. At this moment, the snow is falling heavier than before. Mr. Mo, Miss Jiao, please wait a moment. I will prepare for you right away. After the boss greeted him, he turned around and left, busy making preparations. After a while, a waiter came up with a red pot bottom. Jiao Mian ordered a butter mandarin duck pot. The bottom of the pot was boiled, the butter inside melted, and the rich and spicy aroma penetrated Jiao Mian's nose. So greedy that she couldn't help but swallow her saliva. This smell is so delicious. Jiao Mian loves hot pot and is considered a standard foodie in this regard. She has eaten so much hot pot and has gained experience and level. So just by smelling the smell of the bottom of the pot, she can basically tell whether the hot pot is delicious or not. Yan Xiaoqing is indeed an expert in eating, drinking, and having fun. The hot pot restaurant he recommended is very good. The bottom of the pot is made from very thick pure butter. You can tell by the smell that it must be delicious. The waiter handed her the menu. She ordered a bunch of things she liked. She ordered 3 portions of tripe and 3 portions of beef. She decided to have a good time this time. After ordering a bunch of dishes, she handed the menu to the waiter. She didn't ask Mo Yesi what he liked to eat. He doesn't seem to like anything to eat anyway. She thought that after finishing eating, she could go with him to eat something else, or she could cook him a midnight snack or something when he got back. Mo Yesi is a very picky person. Especially picky about food. But he gave her face very much. If she cooks the food, he will eat it all with pride and praise her for doing a good job. Can you finish eating after ordering so many? Mo Yesi asked with a smile when he saw her ordering a lot. I can finish it. Jiao Mian touched her belly and looked confident. I think I can eat a cow now. The restaurant recommended by Xiaoqing is indeed good, and the bottom of this pot is very authentic. Let me tell you, when eating hot pot, you must eat the butter pot bottom. The clear oil pot is not fragrant at all, and it is not authentic. Only the butter pot bottom can be regarded as a real hot pot. Jiao Mian communicated with Mo Yesi. Follow your own foodie experience. Mo Yesi doesn't like hot pot and is not interested in this stuff at all, but he still accepted Jiao Mian's recommendation and nodded, yes, I understand. Xiaoqing has no other skills, but he is good at eating, drinking, and having fun. He is still very good at it, so if you want to eat or play in the future, you can consult him. He can give the best advice. Yan Xiaoqing has always been quite useless in Mo Yesi's eyes. But now, he found that Yan Xiaoqing was still somewhat useful. At least when he wants to please his wife, he can still get some useful advice by asking that guy. Of course. Yan Xiaoqing was of little use to him. Nothing else. Asterisk. Jiao Mian enjoyed this hot pot meal very much. Because Mo Yesi hardly ate anything, she ate almost all the dishes she ordered. Perhaps it's been too long since I've had hot pot. Jiao Mian's fighting ability was astonishing. By the time she finished eating, there was basically nothing left of the dishes she ordered. End of this chapter.